What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. And this is number 92, part number 3 of the number 1 fucking source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE, man. This is the best fucking podcast in your subscription box. Off the Script, Survivor Series, Sunday. Thank you guys so much for spending your Sunday mornings with me right here on Off the Script. Big news today, guys. I was at work as the news broke. We're going to talk about it, even though I don't have much to say because I really don't think anything is going to happen. But the WWE is under threats. They're under attack via ISIS. And ISIS now planning to terrorize the WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view in Atlanta, Georgia. I got the news articles. We're going to go over it. We're going to discuss it. If you guys did not hear it or you don't pay attention to the news, there is threats right now aimed towards the WWE via ISIS. And they are planning to terrorize the WWE Survivor Series. We're going to go over it. I want to thank Horse60 and the rest of the guys on my Twitter page who notified me of this happening because I didn't know. I had my cell phone away most of the day. I've been very busy at work all weekend. So thank you guys for filling me in on the news article where I can actually get legit, trustworthy, sources about this topic. So this is a very big deal, guys. Even though I think nothing's really going to happen. You can never be too safe. I know New York City was mentioned as well, Times Square specifically, in a threat by ISIS. I don't know what's going on, man, but we're going to discuss it quickly. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Number 1 source, you guys know the deal. Twitter, at JD from NY206. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter and tweet along with me tonight, live during the WWE Survivor Series, you can always do that, man. I'll be live tweeting for the 3 hours of the pay-per-view, and then I'll be coming right on here to talk about it in my video review right here on my channel. That should be up sometime after midnight, as always, with a WWE pay-per-view. If it's not already uploaded, I will be on the Danger Zone on Sunday talking about my top 5 personal favorite Survivor Series moments. If you guys don't know what the Danger Zone is, shame on you. I'll leave you the information down in the description below. Danger Zone community channel where we talk about professional wrestling and discuss all the happenings in the world of professional wrestling. And that's the Danger Zone on YouTube. Go subscribe and go follow their Twitter. All the info you need, like I said, is down in the description below. And Wrestle Crate, you guys know the deal with those guys. JD sent me 10% off the regular crate or the ultimate crate. And then ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off The Script, okay? Now, let's get into it, guys. This is actually, I got this news article from Horse60, my buddy Horse. This is actually from Alan West and his website, man. It's clear Islamic jihadists are on a rampage with 2 major attacks in the past 8 days and multiple others apparently narrowly averted. The Belgian capital of Brussels is currently on lockdown and at the highest levels of alert, indicating a serious and immediate threat after an arsenal of explosives and chemicals were discovered in a home raid earlier this weekend. Now we're getting word of ISIS and plans to attack several locations Sunday. That's tomorrow. That's today. I'm doing this on Saturday, so the report says tomorrow. But it's going to be today, according to the reports. Sunday, including the U.S. city of Atlanta, Georgia. The report from the online activist group Anonymous, which declared war against ISIS in the wake of the Paris attacks, is reportedly being taken seriously by the FBI. An International Business Times report says Anonymous, the loose collective of online activists, said Saturday it has uncovered information about Islamic State groups and attacks in Paris as well as locations in the United States, Indonesia, Italy, and Lebanon, all apparently set for Sunday. A group within Anonymous released a statement saying it had collected information about imminent attacks by the militant group aka Daesh, ISIL, and ISIS. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Pardon me. But again, this is in the wake of the Paris attacks. And in the French capital, a little bit more than a week after a series of coordinated attacks left 130 dead and hundreds injured. Anonymous also claims that the Islamic State group is planning an assault at the WWE Survivor Series event scheduled to take place in the Phillips Arena in Atlanta Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as attacks at multiple events in Paris. The collective published the list of potential targets alongside a statement, and I quote, "The goal is to make sure the whole world, or at least the people going to these events, know that there have been threats and there is a possibility of an attack to happen. Another goal is to make sure Daesh knows that the world knows and cancels the attacks, which will disorientate them for a while." The targets listed by Anonymous are as follows: Segal's Electronics with Vocodex, RE Play, and Rotor at Lebizon, Paris. Concrete Invites, Drum Code, Adam Bayer, Alan Fitzpatrick, Joel Mole at Concrete, Paris. Demonstration by Collectif du Trot des Femmes, Paris. These are places that they're going to be fucking attacking, or supposedly attacking. Feast of the Christ the King celebrations in Rome. Al Jihad, One Day One Jews, Indonesia. Five Finger Death Punch in Milan. University Pastoral Day, Holy Spirit University of Catholic Lebanon. According to Anonymous, we only appeared now because our goal was to remain undercover and report everything to the right authorities and let them take all the action possible. But when authorities do not take action, Anonymous does. This part of the OP started last Monday, or this part of the op started last Monday and has been and will be active 24 hours a day as long as the op is going on. Speaking to International Business Times, Anonymous said that it has passed proof to the M15 intelligence agency in the UK, the CIA, and the FBI in the United States, and the Australian government, but that it has no plans to release the proof publicly. If we share the proof publicly, everyone will start calling it fake because screenshots can be edited and accounts can be deleted. We have purposely not shared account links publicly because they would be shut down immediately and then no one would believe the proof. Anonymous declared war on the Islamic State group last week, vowing to track it down online as a part of its operation for Paris. It has since released a guide for all those looking to take part in the operation, which already has identified tens of thousands of Twitter accounts it said are associated with the militant group, while also taking some websites offline. The Islamic State group has responded to the threat by Anonymous, warning of a retaliatory act on the activist group. This is fucking crazy, people. This is fucking crazy. In an update, the FBI Saturday said in a statement that it is aware of an alleged threat by the Islamic State group to stage an attack on a WWE event scheduled for Atlanta's Sunday evening. However, FBI Special Agent in charge, Britt Johnson of the Atlanta office, said that the Bureau did not have specific or credible information of an attack. The FBI is aware of reports of an alleged threat that includes Atlanta, Georgia, venue and event. We have made the proper notifications as we continue to work closely with our law enforcement and private sector partners to keep our community safe. Updated later on this afternoon, Anonymous later posted a tweet saying that it did not know where rumors of the planned attacks originated. And they said in a tweet, "We did not spread any rumors about possible future ISIS attacks, and frankly, we do not know where the rumors come from." But WWE has also released a statement. WWE Survivor Series is currently scheduled as planned while we investigate the matter with federal, state, and local authorities. This is unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Maybe they're upset that Roman Reigns is going to win the WWE Championship. Maybe they're upset that John Cena is not on the show, man. I don't know what's going on. But listen to me. This is my personal opinion about this. Yes, you should always be on high alert. I think WWE and the state of Georgia are going to, get the proper authorities where they need to be. There's going to be guns and armed officers and whatever needs to be there, man. It's going to be there. Okay, just like New York City. New York City was threatened. Times Square specifically was threatened of an attack or by an attack, by the ISIS group. It's a scary situation, man. And my brothers work in the city. One of my brothers works in Brooklyn, and Frank Legionary works in the city. And you always got to be careful, man. Taking the subways, You always got to worry, I know people who work in and out of the city. I know people who go in and out of the city on a day-to-day basis. My dad was taking the train into the city before he, had to get surgery on his shoulder. It's a very scary situation, man. But I don't think anything is going to happen at the Survivor Series. I really don't. I think everything's going to go on as planned. I think the WWE is going to have everything go on as planned. I don't think they're too concerned about it, nor should they be. Yes, there's always worry. Yes, this is just one of those things. It's a scare tactic. These are what these groups do, man. And, I'll never forget when I used to watch my grandpa when he was sick. He would still understand what was going on. We'd watch the news and we would have dinner over his house. And, me and my grandma and my grandpa would watch the news at night and sit around the dinner table. And, he would know what was going on. And, we were going to war with, everybody over there. And he would just come out and say randomly, well, just blow up the whole fucking country. Just drop a fucking bomb on them. Fuck all those people. And that's what, seriously, that's my attitude about it, man. I know it's not, the most politically correct thing to say. And I know not everybody that is associated with that part of the world is one of these individuals in ISIS, and they don't have the same mentality as these guys. But, it's funny, man. It's you got to keep our fucking country safe, man. And I don't want to turn this into a political thing because I really don't fucking care. The one thing that's going to start arguments is politics, religion. Apparently, me talking about Roman Reigns and me not wanting Roman Reigns as a face and saying that he would be a terrible champion as a face. Even that's fucking raising fucking hell on my channel, man. Give me a fucking break. But at the end of the day, I'm here to report the news to you guys. I don't have really anything to add, nor will I give you my opinion on it because I really don't fucking care. I really don't care, man. If something happens, it happens. And that's Obama to blame. You got Obama to blame, man. He's been a fucking miserable fucking president. He's a fucking piece of shit. I can't stand the way the fucking world is being run. I can't stand what's happening with the city I live in. It's absolutely fucking disgraceful. It's fucking unbelievable. Obama is a piece of shit. To allow this to happen, and, it's all going to fall on his lap. It's all going to fall on his lap. But as far as the Survivor Series goes, I don't think anybody should be worried about anything. I don't think WWE is going to be worried about it. It's just fear-mongering. They're looking to get the word out there and fucking cause a ruckus and fucking instill fear in everybody. That's all these groups are doing, man. If it happens, God forbid, but I would not worry about it until something fucking catastrophic happens, and I don't think it's going to happen at the Survivor Series. But, it was reported yesterday that Anonymous is now getting leaked information that ISIS is threatening several different cities in the United States, and one of them being Atlanta, and one event being the Survivor Series, man. And it's funny to see fucking a Five-Finger Death Punch concert on there. It's fucking ridiculous. But let me know what you guys think about that. Like I said, Survivor Series will go on as planned. I don't think anything's going to happen. I think it's all just fear-mongering on behalf of the ISIS militant group, okay? So enough of that. Let's move on to the actual news. There's been a lot of speculation this month about how WWE was going to book the Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatt family match at Survivor Series. It wasn't until last week that plans became more concrete for their match on Sunday. After weeks of being abducted, where did they go? They were abducted. Then all of a sudden they just appear on television out of nowhere, which completely just fucking made me not care about the entire angle, man. Really, they were abducted by the Wyatt family. The Brothers of Destruction returned to the WWE. A few days later on SmackDown, The Undertaker accepted Bray Wyatt's challenge for a tag team match at the Survivor Series. On Raw, Bray Wyatt tried to make The Undertaker and became victims of his mind games, but the brothers were able to thwart his plans and postpone their battle until Sunday. However, the Brothers of Destruction didn't know their opponents until SmackDown on Thursday. According to live reports of SmackDown's tapings, it was confirmed that Bray Wyatt has chosen himself and Braun Strowman to face the Brothers of Destruction on Sunday at Survivor Series. The question of who wins is a matter of debate because this match could go either way and secure a victory for either team. On paper, The Undertaker and Kane seem like the winners. However, Bray Wyatt getting pinned would not be a smart move considering how much momentum he currently has right now. Also, Braun Strowman is yet to lose a match since his debut. If the Brothers of Destruction are going to win, then something is going to have to give for the Wyatts. However, it's unlikely The Undertaker would be pinned anyway on Sunday night at the Survivor Series. But the Wyatts could get the win with a pinfall over Kane in the tag team match. As of this writing, there are no rumors to continue this feud. So we'll have to wait and see what WWE has planned for The Undertaker and Kane versus Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. You guys know where I sit on this. It really could go either way. Obviously, if the WWE wants to give Bray Wyatt the rub here, they most certainly could. I think he deserves it. I think he needs it more than anybody on the WWE roster. Another fact here is Braun Strowman has never been beaten. All right, so who do you pin in this match? You want to fucking kill Bray Wyatt's momentum again, or you want to pin Braun Strowman, who has not been pinned or defeated yet? I'm not even sure if he's been knocked off his fucking feet. Seriously. But The Undertaker and Kane, and the reason why I think they would win is because it's the 25th anniversary of The Undertaker. I just don't see The Undertaker losing on his anniversary, you know, for the Survivor Series making his debut in 1990. I really don't see that happening either, but it could go either way. Again, it's up in the air. It's up to WWE. However you look at it, I'm sure it's going to fucking cause a debate. I'm sure people are going to be upset either way you look at it. If The Undertaker and Kane win or if the Wyatts win, there's going to be some type of fucking debate, and people are going to be upset about it either way. So you're not going to make people happy about this. But logically, Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family need to get this victory, and that would be a fucking feather in the cap if they actually beat The Undertaker and Kane, especially being at the 25th anniversary of The Undertaker, man. We're just going to have to wait and see. Survivor Series tonight. Tweet with me. We'll be discussing it live on Twitter at JD206. Randy Orton has been in the news a lot for personal reasons because he just got married last weekend. Congratulations to Mr. Orton. However, the entire reason he had to get the time off was to get married in the first place, and he's been out with a shoulder injury on top of that since last month. Orton is expected to be out of action for the next 4 to 6 months with a dislocated shoulder he injured at home. However, the Wrestling Observer is reporting that his injury is being described as very serious. Orton and WWE have not mentioned if it will take surgery to repair the shoulder and get him back into the ring, but if Randy does need surgery and goes through with it, then he'll have a good shot at being back for WrestleMania 32. If he had surgery, or if the surgery was delayed, he'll obviously miss WrestleMania in even more time. The Viper suffers from hypermobile shoulders. Naturally, that has given Orton a history of shoulder problems. He's gotten procedures in the past to get his shoulders tightened if needed to keep him in the ring longer. But his shoulders will obviously be broken down by wrestling just like the rest of his body, if not more so. Unfortunately, news of Randy's recovery has since been scarce since his time away, and he's been focusing on his wedding. It's even more likely that news will come now that he can focus on his recovery. So Randy Orton looks like his injury is very serious, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter and Dave Meltzer. We're just going to have to wait and see. Orton should get the surgery. I don't think he's really needed on TV right now. Orton is one of those guys to me. Anyway, he comes back after a fucking long extended period away from the ring. It's all exciting and everybody's happy to see him. And then he just falls back into that same familiar funk. And he becomes boring and stale and nobody cares about him. But WWE always relied on Orton because he has star power. He has the name, the notoriety, and he's got that big name, right? He's one of the biggest guys in the company. One of the longer tenured guys in the company. And he was always there if you needed him. He was always just a call away if Cena was gone or if Cena was on a medical leave or injured or away for whatever reason, personal reason, and you needed someone to fill in for that main event spot. Randy Orton would slide in there quite nicely, man, very easily. But they don't have that right now. So WWE, this could be looked at as a good thing. You're going to give opportunity to the younger guys with the Cenas and the Bryans and the Ortons out and the Lesnars and the Undertakers. They're part-time. It's going to be time for the part-time guys or the younger guys to step up and maybe grab that brass ring or grab the ball and fucking run with it and make a lot of their time that they're given and impress somebody in the WWE to eventually move up the ladder. This can be seen as a good thing, man. All these injuries, even though it's devastating and we don't want to see these guys hurt, we don't want to see the Zanes hurt, we don't want to see Cena out, some of you do, but I think he's been doing a great job. We don't want to see the Ortons out, et cetera, et cetera. This is looked at as a good thing, man, and I'm looking at it as a good thing. I'm being optimistic about this. Now we get the Roman Reigns and the Bray Wyatts and the Dean Ambroses and the Kevin Owens and the Sami Zayn's coming back. Hopefully WWE can start pushing some more younger guys, man. Maybe bring up some guys from NXT. This could be looked at as a good thing. So I'm looking at this optimistically. And Orton, listen, go get your surgery, go get rested up, go heal up, and come back, man. come back. That's all you need to do. Not really needed right now, but Orton, like I said, was that guy to fill in that role. If one of the bigger guys was out, he could slide right in there, and WWE really wouldn't be losing anything. But now they don't have Orton. His shoulder injury deemed very serious by Dave Meltzer. So we're going to see what happens. If he gets the surgery, he might be back for WrestleMania. If not, he might miss WrestleMania like Seth Rollins altogether, and that's pretty shitty, man. Wrapping this up, guys, we got one more news story, I think. Actually, two more news stories. One about Billy Gunn. I reported here on Off The Script last weekend that Billy Gunn was fired from the WWE for testing positive for testosterone. He was fired from WWE after he violated the wellness policy for the company. Gunn tested positive for elevated levels of testosterone. Gunn was a pivotal trainer at the WWE Performance Center until this past weekend. It's also important to note that Gunn didn't fail a WWE drug test, but a bodybuilding drug test from a competition he competed in back in July. The reason WWE fired him to begin with is because the company tests their talents very strictly. Allowing Gunn to get off scot-free without punishment would have sent mixed signals to the talent at the Performance Center. However, the belief within WWE is that Gunn will be brought back to the WWE after a few months and all the smoke has cleared from all his positive drug tests. Gunn was very well liked by the developmental coaches and management. Many are going to question if it's an appropriate punishment, considering the WWE rehiring Gunn would send mixed signals in a different way. It implies that you can fail a drug test, but if you're the right guy, you can return in just a few months. WWE is currently enforcing a strict zero-tolerance policy for anything that could give the company bad publicity, and that's exactly why they fired him. That's exactly why they fired him, man, and there's no reason, the WWE should go back on what they did. If they want to bring him back 6 months, a year later, whatever, man. Have him clean up his act. Maybe it was a little bit strict, but I understand why the WWE did it, and I'm on their side about it. If you're a publicly traded company and you're looked at by stockholders and all these people investing their money into the WWE, and this guy's fucking failing drug tests, and the WWE is standing behind their wellness policy, you can't have that go on, man. Not only does it send mixed signals throughout the entire company, it could be impressionable. The young guys down in developmental, they could be very impressionable, man. Oh, look at this guy. He's doing drugs. He's getting away with it. Maybe I could do it too. You don't want to have that happen. Yeah, it was a little bit strict. It really was. But I understand why WWE did it. And if I was a business owner and I was in the spotlight now, especially with ESPN and all this other shit that the WWE's got going on with stocks and, Wall Street, they did the right thing, man. If they want to bring Billy Gunn back, I wouldn't be against it. But he's certainly got to clean up his act. They could have suspended him. They could have fucking suspended him without pay. They could have did whatever, man. But the WWE, typically, when the hammer drops, they don't really fucking think about anything. Same thing with Hogan. WWE and Triple H now even said that the door could be cracked open just a little bit for a Hogan return if, the smoke clears. They always come back around, man. They always come back around. But the WWE typically is always swift with bringing the fucking hammer down. And then after a while, things pass and things clear up. And, then those relationships are repaired and mended. So Billy Gunn may be making his way back to the WWE. But, again, I think he'll be back eventually if he's very well liked, especially if Triple H, likes him and gave him a job in the first place and he's tight with the guys there. He made a mistake. He fucked up. He's paying for it now. But listen, it's good news if Billy Gunn might possibly end up back in the WWE. He knows he fucked up, and I'm sure he would clean up his act if he was definitely given a second chance. And finally, guys, on the most recent episode of Ric Flair's podcast, the Nature Boy explained why Cesaro could be a great opponent for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32. This was actually supposed to be the top story until the ISIS news broke about attacking the Survivor Series. Ric Flair says, I feel like Cesaro, given the opportunity with a vehicle to convey his thoughts, whether it could be through himself or through a manager, which would be me, Ric Flair lobbying to be the manager of Cesaro, you could get him ready for Brock Lesnar in 2 months and the people would believe it. He's that strong and he's that good of a performer. And he's that big. You're not going to bounce Cesaro around like a dart, Flair continued. I think he could be a great opponent for Brock Lesnar. I mean, you need to stay on him because his work is phenomenal. He looks like $1 million, and he's stronger than a horse in real life. He's really strong. Strongest guy in the company, and that came right from John Cena. Unbelievable, man. Ric Flair lobbying and throwing the idea out that Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar could be a potential match, or should be a potential match for WrestleMania. What about this, man? What if, You know, we seen Triple H and Cesaro on Monday Night Raw, and Triple H giving Cesaro that pep talk about grabbing the brass ring, and that Triple H has seen way too many guys like Cesaro come into the WWE, and they just never get to that next level. They're always, you know, they're always right here, and they never grab that brass ring, or they're never given the opportunity to grab that brass ring for whatever political reasons. What if Triple H, you know, being the rumor now that The Rock is not going to be there, the WWE's not going to be able to get Batista, Triple H right now, big question mark about who he's going to be fighting at WrestleMania. What if Triple H and Cesaro go at it? And Cesaro is the one man to get a win over Triple H and boost his stock in the company with a match against Hunter at WrestleMania 32, man. That would be fucking awesome. Even Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar, if WWE wanted to go that route, it's easy to build off of, man, because you got Paul Heyman. You got Paul Heyman. He managed Cesaro. You know, he dumped him. They were no longer together. It was a mistake. They could bring back that entire storyline. Even if you have Ric Flair going with Cesaro and managing Cesaro, can you imagine the promos between Heyman and Ric Flair speaking for their clients, man? That would be fucking great. That would be great. And a match with Brock Lesnar and Cesaro at WrestleMania, man, I think that would be one hell of a fucking match that would tear the building down. Obviously, you know, those two would be fucking amazing together in the ring. People have been wanting to see that. People wanted to see that back when Cesaro was getting a push with Paul Heyman. And then when he was immediately dumped by Paul Heyman, he wasn't a Paul Heyman guy anymore. The people still wanted that. WWE had the perfect opportunity to build towards that match, and they never followed through with it. Maybe we could possibly see it at WrestleMania. Ric Flair thinks it will be a great addition to WrestleMania 32 in Arlington, Texas. And finally, guys, Bret Hart. To end this week's Off the Script Part 3, Bret Hart speaking about Roman Reigns. Is Roman Reigns being rushed as a babyface? This is according to Bret Hart, and I quote, Roman Reigns is just like Kevin Nash. If you look back at Reigns, his character was getting over really good on his own. Then they rushed him into a babyface and crammed him down everybody's throat, and people rejected him. It was not Roman Reigns' fault. It was kind of like that with Kevin Nash. He was slowly getting over, and I wrestled him at the 1994 King of the Ring, and we had a really good match. All of a sudden, by August, they were ready to make him the new champion. And I'm going, he's not ready yet. Give him a little bit more time and let him get over even more. Why is there a rush? Reigns got dealt a bad set of cards. It has nothing to do with his work rate. He's a really good worker, and his style is really good. He just needs to be himself. They tend to rush guys too soon, and that makes me think of Steve Austin. Vince wanted to turn him babyface much sooner than he did. I remember Steve stopped it. Austin said, no, let me get more over. And it paid off by being a little smarter and not rushing it. Some of the mistakes have more to do with the bookers instead of the actual wrestlers. Reigns is a victim of bad booking. I agree 1,000% with Bret Hart. Bret Hart knows what he's talking about. WWE certainly rushed Roman Reigns as a babyface, starting at the Royal Rumble, and they gave us Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. WWE knew it was too soon, and they went back on their plans. They left Roman Reigns kind of floating around in the mid-card, and now we're back to where we began. Roman Reigns now is being pushed. We got Roman Reigns challenging for the WWE Championship, more than likely at the Survivor Series. You guys know where I stand on that. If it doesn't end in some type of screwjob finish, if we don't get what we want, and that is a heel Roman Reigns, I don't know, man. This Survivor Series is going to be a failure. Honestly. Hopefully we see it tonight. 50-50, you guys. Again, I'm going to mention, you guys are 50-50 on Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose as who you want heel. I think it would be best if Roman Reigns is heel. But I'm not going to complain if it's Dean Ambrose, man. Either way, we're going to get intriguing television that's definitely going to carry over into Monday Night Raw. It's going to make things a lot interesting. Trying to close out the year and head into January with the Royal Rumble, man. WrestleMania season is going to be very interesting. WWE has a lot of work ahead of them. So hopefully they do the right thing and give us fans intriguing television that we can fucking say, you know what? I got to watch this. I can't wait for Monday Night Raw next week. Hopefully we're saying that by the end of Survivor Series tonight on the WWE Network. But that is Off the Script, guys. This is part 3. Thank you guys so much for watching me. I will be back right here tonight on my channel with a Survivor Series full in-depth review. Don't go anywhere, man. Off the Script. You're going to get the Danger Zone today. JD talking about his top 5 favorite Survivor Series moments. And that's going to be uploaded sometime today. Should be early afternoon. And that's a great video, man. Behind the Mic number 2, 30 minutes of a podcast. So make sure you got your cold beverages ready, man. It's going to be a great one. And then obviously, like I said, the Survivor Series breakdown, full review on my channel. This is JD. Thank you guys so much for watching me. I'll be back with more Survivor Series talk later tonight. And then obviously Monday Night Raw review tomorrow night following the show right here on my channel, man. Thank you guys so much. JD from NY206 on Twitter. Tweet along with me tonight, and I'll see you all for the Survivor Series, man. Let's go. Roman Reigns, heel WWE champion. I'll see you guys then.